Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the first matchup for the Maritime Cup 2025 here between the Whitecaps in the white and the Tide in the green. Going to be a big 3 days of action here at the RBC Center in Dartmouth. The Whitecaps trying to break out early. Benjamin Richard had the breakout pass near his own blue line. Taken here comes the green. Moving up the middle, cuts to the left side. Shot, couldn't find the target there. And puck went at the goalie there, but taken by the green, tried to be sent out front. And they'll keep possession on the left side. Taken at the point. Now the Whitecaps trying to get out of the zone. Micah Prive. The green had a chance there, but it'll go out of play at the Whitecaps bench. So face-off in the neutral zone in front of the Whitecaps bench. Taken by the Tide now at middle ice. Whitecaps trying to send it down to the offensive zone. Taken in the middle. They'll circle in front of their net and break out now. Bennett Haley. Sends it to the corner and a battle now. 5 players in the corner. Going at it, sent out front. Poked away by the Whitecaps. Great play by Zayden Morris-Wells there to clear it out of the zone. Now the Tide take possession again. Woods tried to send it out front. Backhand shot on the left side. It was Lewis Pohl on that one. Couldn't get anything going. They still have possession. They'll try to send it out front. Stop there. The Whitecaps gonna dump it out of their zone. They'll wave no icing on the play. So early start by the Tide, but stolen away. Here comes the Whitecaps. Sent out front there, stopped. A great save early. Braden Forbes, the Tide goalie. Now here come the Tide again, moving along their left side. Whitecaps send it back around. They'll break out of the zone now. They're on the left side here. Trying to push towards the net. Malik Asselin out of Quebec to the right side in the corner. Spin move. Gets it to his teammate out front. And it was blocked there by the Tide defender. Micah Prive had the shot. The Tide gonna break out now. They're on the right side. Puck sent at the goalie there with a shot. They'll have an offensive face-off after that one. Hudson Jeffrey with the shot there. Kalik Smollett with the save. And I apologize if I'm not getting the Whitecaps goalie 100% right. I cannot see his number, but based on the rosters, I believe he is number 51. But he likes to have that jersey tucked. Tide couldn't get it in the offensive zone there, taken by the Whitecaps. They'll battle at center ice. The Tide will take it back, breaking out on the right side. Nice moves there. He gets it to the corner. Lewis pull there. Chance out front. Couldn't be buried. Kept in at the point. Slap shot. Tip there. Stopped out front. Great goaltending so far by the Whitecaps, but the Tide keep it in the zone one more time. Breakout pass there from the Whitecaps. Bo Moore in the corner now. Whitecaps send it out front. Taken by the Tide. No breakout on their left. Sent out front. Chance at a shot. Couldn't find the back of the net. Nice moves there. Cuts to the right side, backhand. Couldn't get it past the goaltender. Kept in by the Tide. And just out of the blue line there, so they'll have to reset. Nash King sends it up the middle. Stolen away there. Great play by the Whitecaps. And the Tide, they've had a lot of the offensive possession so far, but the Whitecaps have been able to stop them from putting that in the back of the net. Great defense from them so far. So positives from both teams, certainly in this one to start. Malik Aslan, nice moves on their last shift. Sent up on the right side. Cut to the middle there. Out of the left. More moves from the Whitecaps. Whole team trying to get into the dangles. Puck near the net there. Was tipped away by the goaltender. Braden Forbes trying to be sent out by the Tide. Gets out there. Whitecaps will regroup. The right side of the ice now at their own blue line. The Tide have possession, but they'll be offside after that one. So it'll be offensive face-off. Or offensive side face-off for the Tide. Actually, they're forced to call on purpose offside there. But you see his teammate did notice that Ray Beaucamp was gliding down the middle of the ice. He just lost his footing there and offside call. So Whitecaps will have a offensive face-off on the left side of the ice. Big turn of events there for them. After what the Tide thought for a second would have been a big rush and couldn't be kept in there. They'll regroup at their own blue line. We're near halfway done this first period of play. Puck goes out there at the Tide bench.